It is go time, and I am ready and looking forward to the season, baby. And looking
Yeah.
forward to spending that quality time with you guys.
Yeah, we are ready as well. Coach, what would you say is if you had one, maybe two takeaways from camp, especially up at Camp T? What are some of your takeaways that you came back and said, man, that was awesome. That went maybe better than expected.
I think how hard these guys work. These guys came to work every single day. You could not. I could not be more impressed. There wasn't very many down days over the course of camp. These guys brought it every day, and I think that is a very, very good sign. And I think just overall the quality of team, the maturation, the growth is much different than it was a year ago.
Talk about Camp T. Talk about all the things that the intangibles of Camp Tonazona, Coach. Growing up here in the Valley and growing up there watching, Mount Cush and watching all those players for many, many years. What are some of those intangibles that you feel, or you and Kennedy both feel, carry this team through a season?
Well, I think the number one thing that it builds is just the camaraderie that you don't get in this day and age. The cell phone service is limited. And, I think it inherently forces bonds that may not have happened in a general world of college football, if you will. And on top of that, I think it's one of the most iconic and beautiful settings personally in college football. But I do think no matter what, corny, cheesy, whatever you want to say, it does bring your team closer together. And I think with this group, that's something that's going to pay dividends.
Was there some goals and aspirations that you guys had going up the hill that you attained?
I just think, it was about work. It's about for us, it's just about getting better every day and trying building going into year two. But I think the one thing, like I said, coming off the mountain and just finishing camp is just looking at these guys as a whole and knowing them that these guys are coming to play this fall. And not that we didn't last year, but these guys know what last year was like, the ones that are still here. And, they work, and I think it's something that, again, is going to be, it'll show up over the next 12 games and hopefully a bowl game.
Charlie Ragle is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. Coach, I want to find out when you decided to name Sam Leavitt the quarterback, and why was he, I guess, selected as your number one guy as compared to the Bourget and Sims that you also had in camp. What distinguished him to be the number one guy?
Well, again, I'm going to give you my opinion because that's obviously something for Coach Arroyo and Coach Dillingham to decide. But and I think just from watching it from my perspective, I thought that all three quarterbacks had their moments, but I think the consistency that Sam brings. Of being here in the spring as well, so the familiarity certainly helped him. But I think it's overall, his consistency and he brings a lot of athleticism to that position as well. And I'm excited to see him go here this fall.
And Coach, you talked about the new OC, Coach Arroyo. Talk about what this offensive philosophy is and what might be the difference for the Sun Devil fans watching this year versus last year.
Well, I think first and foremost, it's about players, right? Like I think that, and it's not a knock on the guys we had last year, but I think Sam brings a different element to the game, and I think Marcus's history of being the places that he's been, not only at the collegiate level, obviously being a former head coach, being, coaching and being OC at Oregon, but also several stops in the NFL. I think he is well-grounded and versatile in what he's going to do. And I think that you can bet, and it's a safe bet, that we're going to be efficient and be good at running the football. I think our depth at the running back position is certainly going to help us. That's one that we probably have as good as any position on our team. And then I just think, again, it's the consistency of Sam and the elevation of that position, I think will ultimately help us win more football games this fall.
Charlie, has reality now officially set in that you're not going to be playing Stanford, Cal, Washington, Oregon, that you are moving now to the Big 12 and things will be totally different? Do the players understand how this has changed?
Well, I don't know so much. I mean, they obviously do, but unless you've been here for 4 or 5 years. I don't know that necessarily resonates with them. I think it'll be more so for us as coaches. I'm talking probably more about myself being in the Pac-12 for a while now. I think it's just going to be somewhat different, maybe a little weird, so to speak. And it probably won't hit in until we go through this first season of playing those road games at different places, and playing the different venues and different teams. I think that's something that you got to go through before it actually sets in. But at the same time, nobody's really a big fan of change, right? But it's exciting. And, we certainly have some great road games to play in this league. And I know we're excited for the opportunity.
Coach, you talk about change. There is some change this year. The 2-minute warning at the end of the second and fourth quarter. Coaches being able to communicate with the players with the radio devices. How do you think all that's going to play into this season? And is it something that's just ready to go, or you think there'll be a learning process?
Yeah, I think there's absolutely a learning process to it. I think it's advantageous for us for sure. And I'm excited about using the technology, but I think, there's always a learning curve when you add it to, the coaching. We've practiced it in some of our scrimmage, and, it's a fine balance, right? Of how much technology is too much technology. Where do you draw the line? Where does the coaching end and begin? So I think there'll be a feeling out process for sure, but I do think it's a positive, and it's certainly going to help us. It's just how we integrate it and manage it, I think, will be the key. Just like anything when you add something new.
Coach, speaking of managing and integrating, are you guys going to have any kind of a full-blown scrimmage, maybe Saturday or Sunday, prior to getting ready for Wyoming? And will you incorporate all the high tech that's going to be used this year?
So we did that last week. We finished with our final scrimmage last week in doing that. And integrating that technology, the last scrimmage that we had on last Saturday. Tomorrow we will go into a mock game situation, so we'll go through all of the scenarios that could possibly come up. We'll hit that, and then we'll get a Saturday morning AM practice with an emphasis onto Wyoming, and then Sunday will be like a normal Sunday, and we're into game week. So here we go.
I want to find out. Josh Allen is not playing quarterback for Wyoming, so you guys catch a break there. What do you know about the Wyoming Cowboys, Charlie?
Well, you know what? Here's what we know historically, right? Like we're going to spend some time, and the guys have been spending time, the staff, breaking them down today. Historically, right? A very tough team, physically demanding, and this is not a team that's going to show up here in Tempe. I mean, they beat Texas Tech at home last year. This is not a team that's going to show up here to Tempe on the 31st intimidated by ASU. So we know that this is a well-coached and a very well-disciplined program. Obviously, new coaching staff in terms of head coach. We know that we're going to have to come to play in week one. And you know what? I think to a man, we wouldn't want it any other way. This is something that we've got to go out. We've got, like I said, a new team that we're excited about, and we're up for the challenge as well against a very good Wyoming program, and we're looking forward to kicking it off here on the 31st.
Coach, thanks for jumping on a week early, man. We appreciate you, man. We can't wait to get going here. We wish you and your staff an incredible season. We're all looking forward to it. So thanks for doing this again, and thanks for the time today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. You know that I'm fired up to be with you guys year two. Hopefully we can say that for another 6, 7, 8 years and do this for a while. But I'm looking forward to being with you guys this season. And as always, go Devils.
You got it. Charlie Ragle joining us. Thanks to Crest Insurance Group for sponsoring Charlie Ragle and the Sun Devil Report, as Crest Insurance Group offers personal, business, and specialty insurance solutions for clients across all markets. Check it out for yourself. That's CrestINS.com. Speaking of college football, we got an epic 12-game playoff called the 12-Team College Football Predictor. And all you got to do is predict the 12 college football playoff teams in exact order in which seeded and the winner, and you'll win $20,000. Or predict just the teams in order, $10,000, or just 12 teams, $1,000. So you can win either 20, 10, or 1,000. And all you got to do is go to rockamanuch.com. That's rockamanuch.com. You don't want to miss the shot. Deadline is next Thursday. So enter now at rockamanuch.com. Looking forward to seeing how that all goes down. Did you guys get yours in yet?
I'm going to do mine this weekend.
Me
Spend
too.
some time
Yep.
with it.
It
Yeah.
takes a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Jackson's got his in. I got mine in.
Good.
It's it does take a little while.
Yeah.
Kind of look at the rules so you
Sure.
make sure
Yes.
that you know what this 12-team playoff rule is, because there's multiple rules in there. But I think it's going to be pretty cool. We are out here at Twin Peaks thanks to Blue Moon and Coors Light. You got 22-ounce